Hey everybody, it's the Ioniq guy. Today, Hyundai finally released their service campaign for the ICCU issue for Ioniq 5 and Ioniq 6 in the United States. So, I've got a lot to talk about, so let's just dive right in. If you haven't heard me talk about the ICCU issues in the past, here is a quick rundown. So people are experiencing loss of power while driving their Ioniq 5 or Ioniq 6 and also hearing a pop, which would be the fuse blowing. So today, July 18th, 2023, Hyundai released Service Campaign 997, and it's called Integrated Charging Control Unit Inspection for DTC P1A 9096, ICCU Software Update, or ICCU/fuse replacement. Now, this document I have here is the dealer best practice sheet, and this has gone out to all the dealerships to kind of alert them to this service campaign and how to handle it, how to interact with customers, and how to provide loaners and get reimbursed. So this is full of a lot of information, so let's just start looking at it. So you can see here, it does say the TSB associated with this is 23-01-060H, and that was published July 17th. I don't have a copy of this TSB yet. When I do, I will leave a link in the description. You shouldn't really need this though, because for this is a service campaign. This is different than a technical service bulletin. If you bring your car in, they should know about this. The dealership has been alerted to expect people coming in for this exact issue. They should be able to see it pretty readily in their system, because if you log into Hyundai Owners right now and try to schedule service for your car, it's going to have a big red box that says recall available. So they're treating this almost as a recall. They're not calling it a recall, but in some of their booking areas, it is being referred to as a recall. So this covers all Ioniq 5s in the US manufactured up until the end of June, and all Ioniq 6s manufactured up until the end of June. And the reason I say it's all Ioniq 5s in the US right now is because if a car was manufactured at the end of June, that was 3.5, 4 weeks ago now, not even. The boat from Korea to the US takes about that much time, and for cars to even show up on dealer lots would be a big stretch. So it affects all Ioniq 5 and Ioniq 6 across the board in the United States. Now, for those of you in Canada, Europe, other countries, I don't know anything yet. I haven't heard anything, but I would imagine they're going to be rolling this out probably pretty soon in your countries, because this does seem like it's something that they really are trying to take care of finally, after all the months and months and months of people complaining and going in with failed ICCUs and wondering how long they were going to be without their car. Because I've heard from people who haven't had their car for months, and some people it's a couple days, but for some people it's weeks and weeks. So I'm glad they're finally addressing this publicly. This is really nice to see. And I've had no issue with this. I have not had the ICCU issue. I've had no 12-volt battery issues with my car, so I've got nothing to complain about. My car's been perfect. I love my Ioniq 5. At any rate, the campaign description: certain 2022 to 2023 model year Ioniq 5 and Ioniq 6 may exhibit a condition where low 12-volt auxiliary battery charging occurs due to an ICCU, Intelligent Charging Control Unit. I thought it was Integrated Charge Control Unit, but they're calling it Intelligent Charging Control Unit here. ICCU fault, which may set the following DTC: P1A 9096 DC to DC converter input voltage sensor fault. When a fault occurs, the vehicle may enter a reduced power mode, while various warning lights and audible chime will sound, and large messaging in the vehicle's instrument cluster will appear, instructing the driver to stop the vehicle. The vehicle will be inspected for that trouble code and may require either an ICCU software update or an ICCU replacement and potential fuse replacement if the fuse is blown when expected. So I kind of went over this in my previous video about the EV6. What they're going to do is they're going to get your car in the shop, they're going to hook up their diagnostic tool, they're going to look for that trouble code. If they don't see it, they're going to simply apply a software update to the car. Now, if they do see it, they're going to have to do some further troubleshooting, and like they said, possibly replace the fuse and the ICCU. It could be a combination of the two, I don't really know, but that's what they're going to do. And if it gets to that point, it's not a super quick fix. They have to pull the back seat out of the car. They have to pull the ICCU out, and to get that out requires draining some coolant lines. So there is some stuff that is going to have to be done if the ICCU does need replacing. If the fuse does need replacing, they got to get under the car, and then they have to replace that. It's basically mounted on the battery pack. But the best part of seeing this more dealer-forward document is that it goes through a lot of information that the dealer needs to know about how to handle this and how to treat customers when they bring their car in for it. So you can see right here, it says recommended alternative transportation. So they're saying a service rental vehicle should be provided to the customers if their vehicle requires ICCU replacement. So that's great. You're not going to not have a car. So that's very important for a lot of people that commute on a daily basis. And they go on to say if they don't have any cars on their lot that they can use, then they have to give you a third-party rental through like Avis or Hertz. And they'll even provide you with rideshare if you want. So this does have to be performed at an Ioniq certified dealership. So if you bought your car at a dealership, then it's most likely Ioniq certified. If you've been taking it to a different dealership than the one you brought it to, you might want to double check that they're Ioniq certified. But if they've been doing work on your car, odds are they are. So there's a whole section here on reimbursement for the dealership and how they'll get paid. And then down below, we see parts information. Here they're calling it the integrated charge control unit. So there is some mix up there with the verbiage. What we can see is that the Ioniq 5 and the Ioniq 6 both have different part numbers for the ICCU. So this means that it's not swappable. So if they got a big stash of Ioniq 6 ICCUs at the dealership, they can't just put it into your Ioniq 5 if you come in and there's a delay in getting the Ioniq 5 ICCUs. So interesting to see that. And down here, some sample customer talk tracks. So the most important one here is going to be walk-in customer. So this is if you are going in for any other service, you don't know about this campaign, they are supposed to tell you that they found this campaign and they have to do something about it now that it's at the dealership. So then they tell you it's no charge to you. If requested, you can get a service rental car or other transportation, and that's about it. And down here, they even have some best practices, and I love to see there's one for readiness. So are parts in stock to complete this campaign? And if the dealer says no, they say it is highly recommended to have parts on hand for when the customer arrives to the dealership. So they're kind of telling dealers to be prepared for this, get parts on order if they've sold a lot of Ioniq 5s or they know there's Ioniq 5s in the area. There's close to 40,000. They actually might be over 40,000 at this point. So if they need to replace a lot of ICCUs, they're going to need a lot on hand. So scrolling down further, we see owners will be notified of the service campaign via first-class mail in August 2023. So for those of you who aren't as up-to-date on the Ioniq 5 like all of us are, all those people are going to receive a letter in the mail saying, hey, there's an issue with your car, you got to bring it in to get it looked at. And that about does it. The service campaign is out there. I've shared it. It's now on the service booking website, so it does show up. You can book an appointment specifically for this service campaign today. So if you want to get it done sooner than later, if you're worried, I would say go ahead and make an appointment. So my dealership, which is Key Hyundai of Manchester, Connecticut, is currently booked until August 10th. I have an appointment on August 3rd. So once I get it, I will document the process, how it went, what they found. Hopefully they don't find anything because I don't want to have to be without the car for a few days. But either way, they've got like 12 other Ioniq 5s on their lot. So maybe they could loan me one of those for a few days if it did need to get replaced. But I'm so glad that Hyundai is finally addressing this issue. We've been talking about it for months and months and months. I've been hearing from owners for what feels like about a year now that this issue has been happening to them. So good on Hyundai for addressing this finally. They're going to take care of us. All of our cars are going to hopefully get fixed. The big question is, what are they changing to the software with this fix if you don't replace the ICCU? Are they limiting something? Is it a bug that existed? We don't really know. I might reach out and try to get some answers on that, but I really doubt they'll tell me. So we just kind of have to take their word that this is a fix for the car. So hopefully no more failing ICCUs. I'm honestly sick and tired of talking about it. So if this is the last time I ever have to talk about the ICCU, I would be thrilled. That would be amazing. But anyway, guys, I just really wanted to get this information out to you guys as soon as possible. I know a lot of you are worried about this issue happening to your car. I know how important your cars are to you, so I want you to have some peace of mind that it is going to get fixed. So thanks for watching. If you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody. So if you're anything like me, you were probably disappointed after you purchased your Hyundai Ioniq 5 and realized that there was no overhead storage for your sunglasses. So I solved that problem with the Hyundai Ioniq 5 magnetic eyewear holder. It simply clips onto the magnetic area next to the driver display, and your sunglasses go right onto it. These are 3D printed in PETG and will not soften in the heat of your car. They utilize a 1 1/4 inch rare earth magnet that keeps them securely on your dashboard, and a strip of Velcro protects the frames of your glasses. These will work well with thick plastic frame glasses, such as Ray-Ban Wayfarers, but not so much with wireframe glasses like aviators. These are available for $20 plus shipping at the link below in white or black. Thanks for checking them out.